What's up, guys? The smallest brain strategy in Clash Royale has wisened up with a way to beat P.E.K.K.A. This deck is ranked number 7 and 8 in the world and played by a ton of pros in the top 100. Because the entire meta is comprised of Cannoneer to counter P.E.K.K.As and Mega Knights, Graveyard is the best win condition. The Graveyard Skeletons throw a party on the tower, bashing it down while the Cannoneer doesn't have the attack speed to clean them up. And while this giant Graveyard deck is always on offense, you'll be draining your opponent's elixir bank, ensuring that every aggressive P.E.K.K.A. is destined to die to the overwhelming supply of minions, Night Witch Bats, and Skeleton King skeletons. Because they won't have enough elixir to support their P.E.K.K.As and defend against the graveyard at the same time. And you can always pull P.E.K.K.A. in the middle with a bomber, so both Cannoneers damage it down. And if you play into the other half of the meta that's trying to counter Cannoneer with bait cards, you obliterate them. Evolve Zap, Bomber, Skeleton King, and Arrows show no mercy to bait. It feels illegal that a low skill strategy like this now has superior deck construction in the meta. So let's slide into some games with our skeletons and assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. And gigantic love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag, making all the higher effort videos possible. It's time to minimize our brain power and power up our chances of winning. We're also playing against a creator, so if you guys saw his symbol in his banner, he's a certifiable Supercell creator. So I have no idea who this is, but maybe he's famous. We're going to be going in for a graveyard pretty much immediately right now because he's got Cannoneer. So if his Cannoneer is targeting graveyard skeletons, it doesn't fire very fast. Wait, this guy has to go Goblin Giant into that. That's awesome. Bomber splashing onto the tower, and as you can see, graveyard is phenomenal in this meta. If you can have the graveyard skeletons tank for your other supporting cards like a bomber, or kind of the opposite of what you would typically do with giant graveyard, having the skeletons tank instead of the giant tanking, it works so well in this meta where Cannoneer is abundant. So we're gonna go and pop the ability here and see if we can bait out more spells, because even if you drop a spell, you have to drop another one, my brother. So phenomenal spot for us to be in, and I think we rinse and repeat the strat. So as you can see, it's entirely different. It flips the script on how you play Clash, and you just bash more and more graveyards in situations where your opponent doesn't have bait cards. So right now, we're going to go in for the graveyard right on top of the tower and see how much damage we can get. I think it's going to be a ton. Also, the fun has just begun. We're able to go in for minions, and then I can also go in for a Skeleton King here when he arrows is. Oh, is he not going to arrows? Is he just going to lose the game? I'm so confused. Did I already win? The deck that he's playing is the deck that I used to push up to 208 in the world, and we already wrecked it. So yeah, that deck is still disgustingly strong, but as you can see with our deck, you are able to make massive plays early on in the match and just catapult more and more crap at them. And if they don't get the chance of dropping their Evolved P.E.K.K.A, they're gonna get dropped out of the match. Literally, all I have to do is defend against this P.E.K.K.A, and I think I can do it. I'm gonna go in for a Bomber here, minions afterward, and then get a Skeleton King down. There's no doubt he arrows is on that Bomber, but I believe we're going to be able to defend that because he's not able to arrows on top of the minions. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I spaced out the minions far enough away that he had to pick between the Evolved Bomber or pick to finish off the minions, and he wasn't able to hit both, so we walk away with a very dominant win here. Just look at that P.E.K.K.A getting shredded by bats. Must suck to be that P.E.K.K.A, man. Actually insane how it gets destroyed. But yeah, Evolved P.E.K.K.A, if it can't hit a card like bats or minions, it's a free W for you. Nice beating a Supercell creator that's using a super OP deck and asserting our dominance with a lower skill strategy that is actually now superior in the meta. GG, well played, peace out, we're jumping on to the next one. And winning the first game of the day pushes us to ranked in the world at 9,900. It's about time that Night Watch meets the Night Witch. So we're gonna cycle our Bomber in the back first play, other side away from that Lava Hound, and then I'm gonna go in for Night Witch in the back on the right side. So usually when I play in this type of matchup, it's important that we isolate our opponent's spells so he can't clean up the Night Witch Bats. That's the only way that we're going to be able to finish off this Lava Hound and then either arrows or zap. I think I have a predilection of going for a zap here because the bats should be able to clean everything else up, and they're going to tank for quite a while. Also, this is a threat to him. He has to zap those. Oh my gosh, man. All right, wait. It's stupid, nonsensical for me to go in for a Graveyard plus Giant. It's actually better, since he's got Cannoneer, just to full send it with a Bomber here and then go in for the Graveyard first to tank for the Bomber so we can force out extra elixir. And a Night Witch in the back so we can start spawning more bats. And then I think it's in my best interest to go in for either an arrows. Yeah, no, screw it. I'm going to send an arrows here. That's probably the best play. There's no way that balloon's going to get any damage on my tower. That's hysterical, man. You got cleaned up by arrows because of the power of the Cannoneer. Cannoneer has no fear into Lovehound Balloon and no fear into anyone that's running P.E.K.K.A. However, Graveyard, it's an entirely different story, my dude. So this deck is deceptively built to beat the meta, and most people are not prepared for it. So we're going to go and pop minions here, Skeleton King, and then we're just going to Graveyard by itself on the other side, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but I think it's the right play for us to do this, just to isolate his supporting cards on the other side, so he can't go and support the Lovehound with extra stuff. Then we're going to pile on more shenanigans. Even though the Skeleton King is going directly into a tombstone, it will take the tower. And that's the other thing that you have to consider. Skeletons are really tough to defend when you got Cannoneer. He's literally losing the other side. Wait, if we arrows, our Night Witch will start to go and target on top of the balloon. If we zapped, I don't think we would have taken any damage, really. We would have taken one hit. Aw, dang, he took our Torre. He took our Torre. How dare you, sir? Oh, man, that's disrespectful. Anyway, we're going to go and pop a zap here. So then our Giant eventually is able to get that hit, hopefully. Let's fight an epic battle. Even if it doesn't, I'm not in that bad of a spot. I'm not too pressed. I think we can go for a Night Witch here as well, and then Graveyard again on the tower. All I need to do is defy this dude from going in for a balloon. So we're going to Graveyard first. Oh, he's ballooning me. Oh, this is actually looking a little bit rough. He's Evo zapping too. Oh, no. Wait. Guys, we'll take the tower. We'll take the tower. We're going to arrows here. We're going to Evo zap after. Can we seal the deal on defense? Oh! Most clutch Evo zap ever! And he is fuming. Imagine losing to our deck when all we have are minions and Night Witch, but that's all we need. It doesn't even matter that our dude had Evolve Zap, Fireball, and Skeleton Dragons for splash damage because we surrounded him with skeletons, baiting out his spells at every opportunity. If you take command of the match, playing more aggressive than your opponent in a matchup where they have Cannoneer, you'll always win the match. Got a game against Choco, and hopefully he's going to choke against our joke of a deck. It's pretty funny because it doesn't have Skeleton Army, and the deck is entirely adapted to the meta, where there's a lot of decent answers in the game right now to zap or like rage on top of skeleton armies, and it's just better to run arrows bait. If you run a profuse amount of arrows bait here with minions, the Evo Bomber, the Night Witch Bats, it's kind of annoying for the opponent. And I guess even the Graveyard Skeletons can function as arrows bait. I'm gonna go zap here, and then I think we get some nice damage. Oh, let's go! We're playing against Princess Tower. Wait, this shifts up our strategy. Instead of going for naked graveyards on the tower, unsupported by the Giant, Giant actually has a use in this matchup for once in his life. He's not going to be sitting on the sidelines. He's not going to be playing into P.E.K.K.A. He is playing into a good old-fashioned control deck. And this game is about to get out of control for our guy. So the way that we like to play this matchup is we really want to get to double elixir and then going for a Giant Graveyard Arrows. And arrows on the Goblin Gang or Evo Zap on the Goblin Gang, that's going to be the best utilization of our elixir. Or he goes in for a Goblin Barrel, and we defend that with a Night Witch. Then we're up elixir, and then we go for a Giant, and then we kind of crush him. I'm going to Night Witch here so I don't take any damage, because he might go on the other side, and it's just, you know, it's not necessarily worth it for me. Whoa, those skeletons die. What are you doing, brother?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Alright, Evolved Skeletons were a waste. We're going to go zap on that so we don't have to respond to the Goblin Gang. When you're running Cannoneer, you always have to over-defend against bait cards. So it's something to keep in mind. Oh, also, Evo Bomber here. Watch and witness greatness. 2 elixir, counters 3, and it puts us in a position where we get counter push. So I'm going to go in for a Skeleton King Graveyard, and when the Graveyard Skeletons die, they fuel up the Giant Skeleton bar of doom and gloom. So it's one of my favorite things to do with this deck is double Graveyard. You got the Graveyard on the back and the Graveyard in the front. And we're hitting the Knight from all sides out here. So that's going to be dead. He's probably going to go in for a Goblin Barrel. So we're preparing our minions. I think that's probably the better play. You can do multiple things. You could arrows that, but I always have a predilection of going in for units. Just because I think that when I'm playing ladder, opponents will make more missteps and they'll give me more opportunities. And I'll just trade like the 200 damage against lower level players. If you're playing at the highest level, even if you're running Giant Graveyard, I think that you don't eat that. I think you might just arrows. But for me, I like playing fast games, you know? So I always go for the counter push option. I'm a bit more aggro. I'm going to go for a Graveyard here, and I'm going to Evo Zap. I think this is fine because we should be able to clean up almost all of the stuff. And then if the Skeletons are able to lock onto the tower, that would be awesome. Even if they don't, it's not terrible because we got another Skeleton King here. And you don't have Princess, so what are you going to do? Oh, you're literally going in for a Goblin Gang on defense. You need that for the graveyard counter. You absolutely need that. That is the best counter for him against graveyard in his deck. So without that in cycle, we full send. We go giant, we graveyard immediately at 5, and we win the game. I don't think he stops this. Should be able to clean up the entirety of the skeletons. Notice how the graveyard is getting tanked for by the giant, and then when he gets the goblin gang down, it's just too late. Skeletons are swarming the tower in the back, minions are in the front, and then, oh my gosh, guys, we might Evo Bomber them. We're gonna do him dirty. Oh, it's disgusting. And he's flexing the emote on me. He's like, Jake, I'm a top 100 player in a global tournament. Don't mess with me. But hey, dude, my deck carried me, and I'm not gonna even say anything other than that. This no-skill giant graveyard deck is capable of sliming the best players in the world, and checking that guy's profile, he finished number 32 in the world in a Royal tournament. I couldn't even tell because the matchup was that easy. It's refreshing to see some of the older evolutions on top. No Mega Knight or P.E.K.K.A evolution in this deck, and it's got Evolve Zap and Evo Bomber, both cards that you could have gotten for free if you chose those evolutions from some of the giveaways that Supercell was running. Or I guess not even giveaways, just some of their in-game events that they give away evolutions for free. So yeah, you guys could maybe just have this deck leveled up and not spend any money on the game, which is cool. So I'm gonna go in for a graveyard right out of the jump since I saw Cannoneer, and y'all might think it's a little bit stupid. It could have been stupid. We'll have to wait and see. The verdict is still out on that one, big dog. Dude ended up disheveling his stuff. So he's got the Fisherman on the right that I'm not gonna respond to. He's gonna lose the Phoenix Egg. We got a Skeleton King basically at full bar. I mean, did that interaction go in my favor or what? That's crazy, because like having Skeleton King so freaking close to my opponent and popping an Electro Spirit early so it doesn't hit any of the skeletons, you're gonna have to log and Fisherman. What are you? There's no way. There's no way you're doing that. This isn't real. You're not just gonna lose an entire Royal Ghost and even more of your tower to a 2 elixir ability. This is the deck for the meta, guys. It's so nice. It's so clean, and it's actually undeniably mean. Used Fisherman, so we just go giant and we don't care. Like, if we have the capability of gianting when you don't have Fisherman to pull, how do you expect to pull off a defense here? Like, legitimately, I'm asking, bro, because I don't know. Oh, wait, are you not going to activate King Tower because the Cannoneer might kill? If the Cannoneer kills the giant, that would be too derpy. Oh, man, it almost did. You know what? It genuinely doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that he activates King Tower. We just go for another graveyard and we say, what's up? Was good, my dude. Definitely not the situation for you, brother, man. So we're going to zap on the tower, get some extra damage, clean up all this stuff there, and take the tower because how this deck knows. This is how this deck goes. It doesn't know anything but scrumptiously snagging towers and devouring everything in its sight. It's so dirty. All right, we're going to go pop Skeleton King again in the right side. We're totally expecting him to swerve us with the Royal Giant, but he drops it in the right side. I don't think that's the right strategy. We'll see if he does it. Oh, he might. Oh, I think he's gonna. No, never mind. He's gonna try to sword me. He's gonna try to sword me. It's fine. It's respectable. It's respectable. Fireballing. All right. Well, we're gonna go minions. We're gonna pop a Skeleton King ability again. Is this the end of our dude? Am I being rude? I think so. I mean, he's gonna rage, but I don't know. I just can't say it's good for him. You know, I can't lie to y'all. This is so dirty. This is so freaking dirty. I'm gonna take 2 towers. I'm going on the 3 crown. What are you even supposed to do? Oh, the glitch is still happening where I can't see the 3 crown HP, but I see the bar at the very top of the screen. It's not entirely cut off, so I saw that it was dwindling down lower and lower. But man, they gotta fix that. Not being able to see the health of your opponent's tower is crucial. Imagine like being a zap away and then like not zapping the tower. It's happened to me before, but I still won the game. But that would be the most tilting way to lose in Clash Royale's existence. Y'all were telling me in the comment section that it was his tower skin obscuring the 3 crown health and doing that glitch. It feels fitting 3 crowning the guy that tried to hide his tower health, because now his tower's hidden forever. Hey, we matched into an 875 in the world finisher. So we are getting another challenger out here. Clash Royale is not easing up on us today. We're gonna go Bomber in the back, and then I can get ready with the zap. Always playing into Cannoneer, so that's the best thing for us to play into. Y'all already know, we just full send it with the graveyard and get ready with arrows and zap. If he Mother Witches, we arrow zap it immediately and it's gone. So, Electro Giant, that's bold, brother. That is so bold. It's terrible for us because our deck is not necessarily equipped to beat that. If I do say so myself, it is going to be a tough one for us to build defense for. Luckily, we have Cannoneer, and that does a lot of damage, but, I mean, if you look at my minions, they just die. If you look at my Night Witch, it just dies. The only thing we have in our deck to combat that is the Cannoneer. That's it. That's literally it. Oh no, I'm gonna feed that Inferno Dragon so much elixir. Yo, miss me with that, brother. Chill. All right, you know what? We can still pop the Skeleton King ability in the face of the bowler with minions. This might do a lot of damage. He's gonna have to NATO that back, but the minions don't die. And he missed the skeleton, so the minions are still in the tower. Screw it, we're gonna zap. We're gonna zap and reset the Cannoneer. Holy, that zap was wonderful. You want to zap early on, so then the third minion that would die would stay alive longer, so that minion gets extra hits as well. You don't want to zap later on after one of your minions dies. You want to have all three firing while the tower is stunned. Big brain strategies with a small brain deck. That should be illegal. You shouldn't be allowed to think with this deck because then it becomes dangerous. And not for you. Dangerous for the opponent. We're going to go Skeleton King on the left side so that we can swoop up all the graveyard skeletons that are bound to die, and then we can go and throw them back at the Electro Giant. Oh my gosh. There's no way that bomber is doing that. Oh my gosh. Did that actually just... Did that really just happen? I think it killed a 3 elixir Ice Wizard. Dealt damage to the tower too. That's wild. That bomber was our hero, for real. It's propelling our opponent down to 0. Also, we can go in for our minions, and he's pulling them closer to the tower, expediting their journey. If I can beat Electro Giant with this deck, you can probably beat anything then, because Electro Giant should be the hardest matchup for it. Since you don't have any building, and you really don't have any high damage card, this should be impossible. This really should be like the hardest deck. Alright, well, we're going to graveyard here. This is a dumb graveyard. I don't think that was my smartest play in the world. But what if I just get him so focused on the right that he can't see the bomber on the left? Oh, we're committing theft out here. Heck yeah. Alright, well, we can do that. We can kill the Electro Giant. This guy is remarkably dead then. That was one of the easiest wins against Electro Giant that I've ever had. Our skeletons were swarming the 3 crown while he didn't snag a single tower. It's time to run away with the last game of the day. And this guy has Lumberjack Balloon Freeze in the banner, so you already know it's going to be a bash of skillful strategies coming together for a collage of craziness. And I don't think this is going to be an arts project that you guys would enjoy. This is going to be like a 2-year-old doodling on the side and, you know, just scribbling. That's what we're going to be doing, guys. Not a masterpiece of the game. We're just going to tear him to pieces with this deck. This is kind of how it is. We unfortunately don't get the start that we were looking for at all. Like, I have to zap that Inferno Dragon and then maybe go minions here. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want my Skeleton King to die. He's a precious sir. We respect him. Respect him so much. I'm going to take some damage here too, which is really awful. Like, I don't like losing to a Tombstone Link Edition. Imagine playing against Tombstone and just looking at yourself and being like, well, that sucks. Also, we can Giant to pull the Lumberjack away, maybe. Please don't rage up the balloon and kill my bats. Yo, I played it well. That was really smart because if the Lumberjack popped and died and it killed my bats, I lost the game because I had no defense then. So there's something to consider. Like, don't be a loser in that perspective. You want to kind of figure out a way to stop that at all costs. Just like this guy can't really stop the Graveyard Skeletons cost effectively. He's going to go Knight and he's going to take so much damage. Obviously, playing against someone with Tornado and Tombstone makes me very sad to find out that he also has Lumberjack Balloon because not really good matchup for me. He's going to have good defenses with 2 different cards, Tombstone and Tornado, and then he's also going to have like the capability of Lumberjack Ballooning at the river, and the only card that I have to defend that is going to be minions, and they're going to get Frozen plus Lumberjack. Rage that dies, it's not good, so I have to maybe go minions here and just see if we can get back to Giant Graveyard so we can tower trade. I'm not even trying to take the tower with these minions. I just want him to go Lumberjack Balloon in the right side and be dumb. Really want to see him Lumberjack Balloon in the right side and just all in me. Alright, cool. Kind of what we were hoping for. Because I can't defend this. It's not really worth my time. Instead, we're going to go in for the Giant Graveyard and see if we can full send it. It's not really worth my time. Worth my time. So, strategy here is just spam like a savage. And if we can tower trade, that's good. If we can't tower trade, I'm a sad sir. We're going to Skeleton King at 4 elixir, so when he kills the skeletons, we can get more value. And then the Giant's going to get on top of the tower. So this is how you play the deck. When you can't defend your opponent's stuff, you don't even try to. If I tried to defend that, I wouldn't have had any elixir to counter push to the left side, and we snagged an entire health tower. Like, I took the entire freaking thing, man. Instead of finding out that I could take the right tower that also had high health, I wanted to take the one that had better health value for me. Hey, can I get a second Skeleton King ability? I think I can. Yo, that never happens. Let's go. Hell yeah, that's sick. All right. So our strategy now is to do this. Giant Graveyard. and then just get away with an Evo Bomber here, and then maybe get minions here. I think that's our play, because we should snag the entire tower. There's no way he's stopping the skeletons. I don't want to Evo Zap, because that would be a waste. Oh! That's crazy! Oh, wow. That bomb would have guaranteed taking the tower, and I think I would have 3-crowned anyway, but it suddenly stopped the match in the most sudden way. The dude's death bomb was the death of this Lumberjack Balloon player. And before I even knew what happened, the windscreen froze in our favor.
Goodbye.
Give a giant smack to the like button if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.